Alright, in this video I'm going to be going over the syllabus for contemporary math, or Math 1332. And so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, as far as contacting your instructor, I'm usually pretty good about that. We're supposed to do that within 24 hours here at Brookhaven. Like I said, I'm normally much quicker than that, but if on occasion I'll miss one, and if you don't get a response within 24 hours, please don't hesitate to email me again. I won't mind at all. I want to make sure I respond to your emails. Let's look at contact information. You can see my name here is Scott Smith. My nickname is 1T because my first name only has one T. And this is my email, scottsmith@dcccd.edu. Here's my phone number. It's a Google Voice phone. You can call or text me there, especially if you want to have a conversation instead of just a short message. Of course, this is an internet course, or it's an online course. Office hours will be announced, and they will be virtual office hours. And in the next week or so, you'll have that information. Sometime this week, I would guess. If you need to, for some reason, get a hold of our division office, there's the information for that here. Let's go down to course information. So this is contemporary math, and there's actually 3 online courses that I'm teaching this semester, so make sure you know which of these 3 sections you're in. If you send me an email, it would be great if you told me not only that you're in Math 1332, but which section you're in. Let's see, the certification date is January 31st. We'll talk about that more in a little bit, but that's basically when I certified that you're attending the course, that you're active in the course. The last day to withdraw from this course is April the 14th, and I always encourage students to make sure if you do withdraw, make sure you do it the right way. Sometimes we have students that just disappear, come back a couple years later, and they find out they're on academic probation. So just make sure you take care of all the right things. Talk to financial aid if you're a veteran, Veterans Affairs. But you just want to make sure you take care of things the correct way. Hopefully that won't be a problem. But sometimes things happen, things come up. Let's move on. So on the next page, we have a course description, student learning outcomes, and Texas core objectives. So you should look those over. Just give you a little more information about the course. These objectives deal with what we're really trying to help students with in their experience at the community college, things we want you to leave with. Let's move on to required course materials. So basically, through Include Ed, the expense for paying for my math lab is paid as part of your tuition. So that's what we mean by Include Ed. You can opt out, but we strongly discourage it, and you'll find that you're not going to save yourself any money by doing so. You can see this is our textbook, which will be online. And as it says here, we're going to be using my math lab, which they call My Lab Math these days. It's an online textbook-based software where you'll be completing your assignments, including your tests. Students must have access to a computer with internet access to complete the required work for this course. So it's very important that you can get online and complete assignments. The first time that you click when you're in eCampus on the My Math Lab link, you're going to find that you have to go through a couple of extra steps. But once you've done that, you won't have that. You won't have to worry about that in the future. There's another important thing here, and this is not part of the include add program, you will need to purchase a calculator. I'll be using the TI-30X or 230XS. Let me just show you that real quick. There are different colors, but the calculator looks like this. And the key is it's the multi-view calculator, and the thing that makes this a really great calculator for this course is we're going to be doing some financial formulas, and this calculator is much easier than most calculators for putting in complex looking fractions. And so it's about a $20 calculator, and I would encourage you to get one. You can certainly use a graphing calculator or another calculator, but students often find when they get to that financial chapter that it's worth paying the $20 to get one of these. So I really highly encourage it. You'll see its value when we get to our discussion of the calculator and how to use this one. Let's see, graded work. So you can see homework is 15%, quizzes are 10%, tests are 60%, and your final is 15%. And it is a comprehensive final, but there's a good review that'll prepare you for that, so most students do all right on the final. You can see the grades. The grading scale is typical, 90 to 100% is an A, and so on. Let's spend a little more time talking about the graded work, homework first of all. So homework will be assigned in my math lab to practice the material learned in each section of the textbook. Great feature of my lab math is that you get immediate response for each problem. On the other hand, in order to learn the material well, I highly recommend that you work out all your homework on paper in some kind of a notebook. Again, homework is 15% of your grade. The thing is, a lot of times students their main focus is just getting the homework done, just getting through it. And especially, you're going to have all these help buttons when you're doing the homework. And if you find yourself constantly clicking on those, then what that tells you is you're not ready for the test. You still haven't learned that material. So it's easy to get a false sense of security because you got 100% on the homework. But you have to ask yourself, am I learning the material? If Mr. Smith gave me 5 problems from this assignment, would I be able to do it without looking back? And especially as we move towards the test, there's some sorting that takes place. Can I do these problems when they're mixed up and there's different sections? So the quizzes are going to be an important part of the course. This is basically, notice it says they will assess your ability to recognize and complete problems from multiple sections and are a good indication whether you're learning the material. Now, one of the reasons why I encourage students to write out their homework in detail on paper, well, for one, writing things down tends to help a lot of us learn. But the other thing is, as you're doing the homework, there's certain problems you want to maybe make a note of because you struggle with that problem, or maybe some questions that you could throw in there so that maybe when you go ask questions to get help, you'll remember exactly what your questions were. But also, when it's time to take the quiz or you're getting ready to take a test, you can look back on those notes and they can be very helpful as you're preparing. So with the quizzes, ideally you want to be able to take the quiz without looking at your homework. You do get to take each quiz up to 2 times. So maybe the first time you take it, and if you need to, you use your notes from the homework. But I would encourage you take it again and see if you can take the quiz without looking at any notes. I'll take the higher of your 2 quiz scores, and these are 10% of your grade, but again, they're helping you to prepare for the test. They're helping you to see whether or not you're learning the information. So you will have 4 tests. Again, each of them well, it's 15% each since there's a total of 60% that determines your grade. And then there's a 33 question final exam, and it is comprehensive. And you can see it's the Wednesday of finals week. And let's see, let's look at late work policy. Homework or quizzes should be completed by the due dates on the course schedule and in my math lab. Late assignments are 1/2 credit. Once the test deadline has passed, you cannot go back and do assignments for that test. So you have your due dates. The homework should be done by those due dates. But if you do them late, up till the day of the test, you can still get 1/2 credit. So it's just really important that you stay on top of those assignments. And if you do happen to miss a test due date, I would encourage you to contact me immediately. There should be a good reason. Otherwise, you just won't be able to take that test. Communication. So this is a very important thing, especially in an online math course. Each week I'll make an announcement in eCampus to remind you what is due during the week and to make any important announcements. So you're getting a weekly update in the announcements. Sometimes I'm in week 12 and I still have students send out an announcement and they don't get it. So you want to make sure that your email is correct in eConnect and that you're monitoring that email. Hopefully it's going directly to your smartphone. If you need help setting that up, you can talk to some IT people through the school. But like for me, if I get an email, it directly comes to my phone and I can see it right away. So anyway, just pay attention to those weekly announcements, and on occasion there'll be others. So just make sure you're watching those. And if you need to get a hold of me, you can email me, you can text me, or you can call me. And again, let me know which class you're in. All right, attendance participation. You will not be certified as attending this course if you have not enrolled into my math lab and completed homework for sections 1.1 through 1.3 and quiz 1 by Sunday, January the 30th. So this is a minimum with an average score of 70%. Now this can affect your financial aid. I don't know, there may be other things, but the main thing is you want to make sure you get off to a good start. You're doing the assignments. I need to see that you're participating in the course. Now notice this is the minimum requirement for certification. To be on schedule in the course, these assignments should be completed by 1/23, January 23rd. All right, just a couple of more things. You should at least look at the institutional policies once and make sure you understand what's there. Talks about things like dropping classes, repeating classes, Title IX, and so on. And finally, well, that's pretty much all that I want to say as far as the syllabus is concerned, but I do want to go ahead and look at the schedule. So I already told you that you're going to get weekly announcements that tell you, give you an update on what's going on and what's due for this week. But honestly, it's all right here in the course schedule. So I'd really encourage you to print it out and have it in a convenient place so you know exactly what's going on. If you miss a class, I'm sorry, you're not going to miss a class, but anyway, you know exactly what's going on each week. So notice the first week, there's 4 assignments to do, and they're due on Sunday, January 23rd. I would encourage you to start doing them early in the week. If you get them done before the weekend, then you can just enjoy the weekend off. But anyway, you can see that everything's spelled out quite clearly as far as what you need to do and what your deadlines are. Notice our first test. The due date for the first test is Thursday, February the 10th. You can see Test 1 Review and Test 1 are both due on that date. Whereas these 2 assignments here, 8.1 and 8.3, are due on the 13th. All right, so you'll get those weekly announcements. They're just going to basically summarize what you're seeing here. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And the most important thing is to get off to a great start. And I hope that you'll let me know if you're having any problems doing that. I hope you have a great semester. I look forward to working with you.